Today I'm visiting more filming locations from the 1958 film The Inn of the Sixth Happiness. The film stars Ingrid Bergman and Carl Jurgens. The film is based on the true story of Gladys Aylward, a missionary in China during World War II. She led the 100 children almost 100 miles to safety from Japanese invaders. Although the story is set in China, the film was actually made in Eryri National Park in Wales. Good morning from Nant Fancon. Now there's quite a few scenes that were filmed here. And if I just pan around you can probably see why. That's a U-shaped valley according to my old geography teacher. As you can see, this place does look like China. Now I've come across a photograph of Ingrid Bergman sitting on what I believe is this rock here during the filming. Try and line it up as best I can. Should look something like that, maybe a little bit closer in, let's see. Yeah, should look like that. I'll just show you the black and white photograph now. This is known locally as the Roman Road, and that's exactly what it was. If you dug down into this tarmac, you'd find the remains of a Roman road called Sarn Helen. In 1958, it doesn't seem to be any tarmac on the road. It was like loose gravel or even a dirt road. And this is a scene where Gladys Aylward and the children are coming down this road when Captain Lian appears behind them with his men. So the Chinese soldiers come on horseback just from behind where that tree is, and Gladys Aylward spots them and she's running up this road to meet them. I'll show you a still photograph. There's a photograph of Ingrid Bergman right here. Those trees in the background, they weren't there in 1958. I think those have actually been planted to hide an ugly building that they've built there. Anyway, if you look on the still photograph, you can see this rock here, just to the right of Ingrid Bergman. Now there's a sequence of shots that were filmed just in front of me here. There's a scene in the film where Gladys Aylward and Captain Lian are coming down here on horseback, and they're ambushed by some rebels. Now the rebels are hiding just by these rocks here, and they jump out at them right here. Now there's a brief discussion here. If you look on the scene itself, you can see the road going out of sight in the right hand side there. There's a shot of the bandits' leader coming down here. Notice these rocks here and that mountain in the distance, and he meets Gladys Aylward not far from this tree. You can actually see this tree in the shot. Probably not lining it up correctly, but it's fairly close. Okay, now I'll go up here. The scene continues up here. The terrain's a little bit difficult to get up here, or might fall. Okay, bear with me a second. Enjoy the scenery whilst I'm making my way up here. I fell 2 times last time I was here, so... Okay, there's a quick shot of Gladys Aylward walking along here, or running along here, and you can see that rock there. See that little rock there with the point on it? Remember that rock? I'll come back to that later. And this is the thing I'm most chuffed about. I found the spot where the rebel encampment was. It's right here. I'll just go a little bit further up and show you. Okay, this is the area where the bandits' encampment was. Just down there you can see the road which I was on a second ago. Well, the sun's not where I want it to be at the moment. There's a scene where Captain Leon is standing around here talking to the bandits, trying to convince them, whoa, almost fell, trying to convince them to spy on the Japanese soldiers for them. So you can see Captain Leon here, and Gladys Aylward, or Ingrid Bergman, is standing right here on this little ledge. I'll go up there in a second and explain that. Okay, this is the ledge here I was talking about. So Ingrid Bergman's character was standing right there, and there was an injured bandit laying on this rock. His head would have been about there, and his body was on an angle like this. And Ingrid Bergman, or Gladys Aylward, was talking to the bandits' leader over here. This is the rock I mentioned earlier. There's a few still photographs of Ingrid Bergman standing by this rock. Okay, so she was standing right here, leaning against the rock. You can see this point here, and Mount Tryfan in the distance. Mount Tryfan appears quite prominently in the film. Now, the film company wasn't allowed to film in China, and that's how they ended up in Wales. This part of Wales was chosen for the filming, as it has a striking resemblance to northern China. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the other side of the valley. Just wanted to show you this. It's nothing to do with the film. This is Llyn Ogwen, and it's got a interesting claim to fame. It's one of the two lakes in this area which are believed to be the lakes where Excalibur was thrown into after King Arthur was fatally wounded in his final battle. Excalibur was said to have been thrown into the lake by Bedwyr, known more commonly as Bedivere, one of King Arthur's knights. And Bedivere is said to have been buried on Tryfan here, this mountain on the right hand side. It's actually mentioned in a 9th century Welsh text. There's a scene in the film where Gladys Aylward and the children come across a bridge, like a swingy bridge that's been broken, so they're not able to cross the ravine. And I think that must have been filmed here. Let me see. Ah yeah, this is the spot. Have to be careful here, there's a bit of a drop. Oh god, I feel sick. Okay, let me think. Down here a little bit maybe. Oh no, can't get the exact angle. Might be, actually, no, yeah. What am I talking about? Okay. It was roughly here anyway. I'm not sure if you can see this rock or not. But you can definitely see that smaller rock down there. The camera pans up and you can see the bridge hanging down here. Over here. Ah yeah. Bear with me. Ah, they must have filmed it from here. The camera pans up, you can see this rock down there. Pans up and I think the bridge is just around here somewhere. and Gladys Aylward and the children would be over there. And then they walk into the trees afterwards. Okay, now I'll make my way over to the other side of the river where the footings of the bridge were. I'm at the other side of the waterfall now, just up there somewhere a second ago. So the footings of the bridge would have been here, and there was a scene of Gladys Aylward and the kids standing here, and the footings of the bridge there. Look out for these mountains here and that rock there in the scene. At the end of that scene, they're all seen walking into these trees here. Okay, just away from the footings of the bridge are these trees. Now there's some scenes where Japanese soldiers are coming across Gladys Aylward and her children, and they had to make a run for it. It looks like it could have been filmed here. It would be logical because those scenes come straight after the bridge scene, but I've been unable to line anything up. You'll find a few of these in the valley if you look carefully. The mortar emplacements from World War II. There's also actually some anti-tank structures over there. Now there's one shot in the film where Gladys Aylward and the children are walking up along here. I'll show you the scene in a second. Look out for this rock here, because they're walking right past it. Thanks for watching my video about the filming locations of the Inn of the Sixth Happiness. Let me know what you think of it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now. And if you click on the bell button, you'll be notified when there's a new video. Also, if you give a video a like, that helps me a lot as well. Okay, let me know what you think. See you in the next one.
It's a hard thing to know that your soul will stay hollow. Things ever be the same? All I do is see things slipping through my fingers when he turns and walks away. Yes, there he goes. All the things I wanna say, and maybe he'll listen.